Welcome to another Everyday Reviews. This is the latest Land Rover Range Rover. This happens to be the First Edition. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of a spoiler alert, unfortunately. This is one incredible piece of machinery. Oh, how the Range Rover has changed. What was once a boxy, go-anywhere, super off-road utility vehicle, it still is by the way, the Range Rover has really grown and matured in its 50 years. And having a look at how it's evolved here is truly amazing. I think the designers of this new 5th gen should be winning awards left and right. The exterior styling is absolutely stunning. Every time I look at it, it seems like it just looks like it's carved out of one piece of material. It's just so flowing from any angle. Speaking of angles, the corners have all been smoothed out so gently, allowing for better aerodynamics, but it really adds to the smooth look. Yet it's unmistakably still a Range Rover. The Rover gets a new grille pattern now, and all those driving sensors that you see on new cars have been hidden in the bumper panel, continuing with that super clean look, and it gets some really big wheels on this First Edition. Standard, you get 23-inch wheels. These are the optional gloss black wheels, 23-inch. They're huge, but not on a big vehicle like this at all. Of course, this does come with air suspension, so you can raise it up or lower it down. If you go off-road, you want to raise it up. You have an access height, so you can lower it down when you get out of the vehicle. This also has a shadow package. So a lot of the accents, instead of black, they are kind of like a dark gray, and I love it. Like the two stripes down here. This has the black roof. If I was to order one of these Range Rover First Editions, this would be the exact color combo that I would pick. I'm serious. I absolutely love it. It just looks like money. Now onto the back, lots of blacked out things. I have the taillights on right now, but when they're not on, they are completely hidden. They're so smoked, and it just has a really nice clean look here. And up at the top, you'll see there are two shark fins, one for your antenna and one houses a camera. There are cameras all over this vehicle. You also have automatic tailgate. I don't have it activated right now, but we do have a power lift. Lift that up. This has that two-piece tailgate, so we can hit that button. Down it comes. Now this is only a 5-passenger vehicle. If you can get a long wheelbase that actually has a 3rd row of seats, I like it the way it is right here. And now this also has a tailgate package. So there are speakers embedded in the tailgate here. There is a flap here. If I move my camera bag, there's a flap here that goes both ways. If I lift it up, and you could actually go and sit, use it like a backrest, but also you can just sit here. And then not only if you're gonna go tailgating, it's very handy for instance, if you're playing sports, or your kids are playing sports, and they need to change their shoes or something, just to get your legs off. There's a little compartment here, even for a round area for your drink, if you want to put a drink there. So that's kind of a neat feature. I'm a fan of these tailgates with the two-piece, because it's kind of like an extension of the floor. So you get more room, more real estate, and it's really handy for camera gear for setting things up. You do have a power tonneau cover here. You can make it automatic if you want, and power folding rear seats as well. So when we close it up, it's going to close the bottom portion first, and then the top. Let's go inside. Oh yeah, soft closed doors. Let's start this baby up. Oh yeah, listen to that. Yeah, that is a 4.4 liter twin turbo V8. That's putting out about 530 horsepower and 552 pound-feet of torque. But before we talk about what's powering this, let's talk about this interior, because man, oh man. You know what? if you look at the competition, I'm just gonna say this right now, like I would say, like the BMW X7 or the Mercedes-Benz GLS, for instance, vehicles like that, this one, I think it just blows them away. This interior is so rich looking, feeling, smelling. You really feel like you are in a fine leather goods store when you first open the door and get in here. I'm telling you, it's like there's leather everywhere, and this is premium grade leather. Even the headliner is leather. We have this beautiful two-tone leather steering wheel. There are no rough edges on it at all. It's really soft, supple leather. The door panels are gorgeous, and then the use of the wood and all the metal. It's all metal trim. It's like brushed metal. It's not plastic. It's the real deal. Seat-wise, we have heated and ventilated front and rear seats as well. We also have massage feature on all the seats, not just the front seats, so the rear seats as well. You can go into chauffeur mode even. I can go into the screen and I can control this front seat here. And the nice thing is, if you are in the passenger seat behind the front passenger seat, that's the place to be, because that one you can actually recline completely, and there is an ottoman that comes up. You also get a footrest there. It is so luxurious. And once you're in the back, also you do get a standard entertainment system on both backrests, 11.1-inch screens. You get HDMI inputs, wireless headphones, or you can pair your own Bluetooth headphones if you have a favorite pair that you want to do that as well. Super comfortable. And another thing that I really liked, and I was kind of actually surprised, I kind of found it, is that this is a 5-person vehicle. However, that middle console, first of all, it's power. When you go up or down, when you put it down, it really gives you the feel of a executive cabin, like the two captain's seats. But I love the fact that if you actually put it up, you're getting an extra passenger there. So this is a 5-passenger, and I absolutely love that. You also get a large panel roof. You get power sunshades, and you get redundant controls. So on the left side, let's say if you're the rear passenger on the left side, you can control the stuff on the right side even. And I can put the blinds up and down. You even have a choice of 2 different color temperatures for the actual light up top, which is really nice. I like it nice and warm. Up front, we have a head-up display. We have a 12.3-inch instrument cluster and a 13.1-inch infotainment screen. And bonus of this screen, it is not just the wide screen like we see on a lot of other newer cars right now. So you get a lot of real estate. You get wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, you get cameras galore, off-road, on-road cameras. It'll display what actual settings you are for your terrain settings as well. And the system itself is really easy to use, and it's very, very quick. So this is not the same as some of the other Range Rover products, like the Velar, which you had the dual screen there. I like this system a lot better, actually. Down below, you have your climate control, and it also doubles. These dials double as your fan selector. If you pull out or if you push in, that's going to be for your heated or ventilated seats. So easy to use. Good storage in the middle. You do have a drive-by-wire. This selector, I have noticed, it's really easy to bump, but it doesn't matter. You do have to actually hit pull the lever. But if you want to go and put it into sport mode, you just pull back and you go into sport mode. But it's very, very easy to do. And this one is even equipped with a refrigerator under here. So you can have it on. It'll hold like four to five drinks in there. So yeah, on a long road trip, you can keep your drinks nice and cool. So yeah, lots of technology in here, absolutely. We also have a digital rear view mirror. So if you have a lot of people or things that are blocking your vision, you can turn that on. We have a heated windscreen. Like, there's so much to talk about in this vehicle that we would actually be here for like an hour. So I'm not gonna get into every single thing, but overall, man, this interior it just feels like money. Even, Cynthia, my wife, she even noticed, like, even the grab handles have such a fine feel to them. It's like grabbing a nice handmade, handbag or something like that. And yeah, all those little details add up into something very, very spectacular. Here we go. This is a large SUV, and it'll make a run to 100 kilometers an hour in just 4.6 seconds with that over 500 horsepower. Power is going to all wheels. It's an all-wheel drive vehicle, goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission, and yeah, this thing moves. Now, that 4.4 liter motor, we've actually driven it before, but not in a Range Rover. It was in a BMW. This is the same motor used on the X7 that we actually tested quite a while back. And yeah, this is a gem of a motor. Just listen to that. You know that saying, there is no replacement for displacement. And I'm telling you right now, if you want something special, these V8 engines, they're gonna be gone pretty soon. They're getting harder to find. And yeah, it's like, if you're a fan of V8s and you can afford the fuel, I'd go for it for sure. Fuel economy wise though, it's gonna suffer a little bit. We are averaging about between 18 to 20 liters per 100 kilometers in city and highway driving. And I'm not trying to actually baby it. I'm just driving it normally though. But yeah, it is a large vehicle. Now, speaking of size, this is not a small vehicle. However, I put it through its paces. I was in some underground parking lots downtown Vancouver, and yeah, it will take up quite a bit of room in a parking space. But the nice thing about it though is when you're maneuvering this large SUV, it actually drives a lot smaller than what it is. And that's due to the fact that it has four-wheel steering. So it maneuvers like, it feels like you're driving something like a Honda Civic or a Accord or something like that, but it's a lot larger. But you still need the room to actually fit the vehicle in. But height-wise, for this bonus as well, because this is an off-road vehicle, it does have a 2-speed transfer case. We have all sorts of off-road modes, and of course it is a Range Rover, so it's going to be extremely capable if you decide to take this off-road. But some concerns with vehicles like this is the height, especially if you want to go and maybe live in an apartment building. Will this fit in your underground parking lot? And for the ones that I went through, yes, it would fit. But the nice thing is that with this air suspension that this has, which we're going over some big, huge speed humps right now, you can actually lower the vehicle. They have a height called access mode, but you can lock the height that you want. And when in access mode, it's quite low. It slams it down quite a bit. So yeah, you don't have to worry. I'm sure this will fit in pretty well any underground parking lot for sure, especially in that access mode. You have all sorts of different tools in your basically the electronic toolbox here, checking out your slope assist, your wheel info, also wade sensing. So if you actually have this turned on, if you're gonna go into some deeper water, it will actually sense it and show you how far you can go. That's a big bonus, so you don't have all that water coming into this beautiful interior. I'm gonna be honest, I've driven some Land Rover products. I mean, the Range Rover, it really never was on my radar. Yes, it was a nice looking vehicle. It was a premium luxury product, but yeah, it just didn't do much for me. However, this new one, I'm so blown away. This is just my own opinion, just because I didn't know what to expect, and it has exceeded all of my expectations. It really has. Sure, it's not inexpensive. Sure, it has a lot of features. What does that mean? Well, so many things. There are more things that can go wrong, but if you're purchasing a vehicle or leasing a vehicle like this, you kind of know that when you're getting into it. And the old saying, hey, if you want to play, you have to pay. And that is the same It's across the board, regardless if it's a Range Rover or Mercedes or any luxury vehicle. You really need to know what you're getting into, because these are very, very sophisticated machines. Inside, outside, underneath, all around. There's a lot going on here. But in my mind, if I was in the market for a premium SUV in this price range, which is almost 200,000 Canadian dollars, yes, that's a lot of money, but I think it would be pretty hard to actually beat this. Seriously. Even though it's so quick for acceleration and it has so much power and torque, it's not just that for the speed. What I love about V8s in general, but you know, like this 4.4 twin turbo, it's just the torque and how it's tuned. It's so easy to drive. You know, it's like, I don't need to go and race from light to light, but I really like the fact that I can just barely press that pedal and it just whisks you off. This air suspension is just isolating us from all the gross stuff on these bumpy roads here. Yet this is a performer. It really is. It's still not a sports car though, so you have to remember, don't be cornering this thing like a sports car. Think of, hey, this as a chauffeur-driven vehicle that you're going to drive someone around and just have that nice, smooth whoosh of power. Oh yeah. Man, this thing is so good to drive. Love it. You know, it's so early in the year right now. It's actually January 2023, but I'm pretty confident that by the end of the year, this is going to be on the top of my list for sure of some of my favorite vehicles of the year. I hope you enjoyed our first look at the new Range Rover. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The one thing that I will not enjoy, which I will be doing in the next few minutes here, is filling it up. It's going to be a little bit pricey for sure, but worth it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next review.